Hi everyone, and welcome to the Monday, October 22nd, 2012 edition of Size Eyes on the Skies. We had a beautiful day out there today, but we got a few changes coming to the forecast. We'll give you those details. Plus, it's homecoming week here at Iowa State, so of course, we have your Iowa State homecoming week forecast. Stay tuned. We'll have all the details next on Size Eyes on the Skies.
It's Monday night on ISU TV. Broadcasting live from Ames, Iowa. This is Size Eyes on the Skies. ISU TV's longest-running television show brings you the weather around the country, in Iowa, Ames, and beyond. The Iowa State Meteorology Department's team of forecasters keeps you ahead of the next weather system. Size Eyes on the Skies starts now.
And good evening, everyone. I'm Harguth, and I'm joined by Colleen Mehlberg. Colleen, how's it going?
Not too bad. How about you?
Absolutely beautiful day out there today. Very unseasonable, we'll just say that.
Very, very warm. People are out in shorts today on campus and walking around, and it felt absolutely beautiful.
It did, and like I said, a few changes coming to the forecast. We'll let Sean talk about that. We're not going to steal all of his thunder right now.
No.
We can't do that. He'll get mad at me. But the thing that we should be talking about, we got some winter storm warnings out to the west, and then also a hurricane trying to form.
We do. We have some kind of activity going on in the tropics right now, maybe a few possible tropical systems, maybe a possible hurricane on the way, kind of getting to the end of the hurricane season, but it's never too late for one to form.
No, it never is.
No, it never is. And the way this season has been going, it's been so warm and unpredictable. You just never know what's going to happen. But out west, definitely have some winter storm warnings and advisories going on right now. Some snow maybe happening out in the upper Rockies.
And some of that could even track in just to our north later on this week, too, I was actually looking at.
We'll see some change in those temperatures coming up later in the week, but we'll talk about that later on in the show.
All right, we'll talk to you in just a few minutes. Now let's jump on over and talk to Sean Stelten over here. Hi, Sean.
You better not take all of my stuff I'm going to talk about.
Why not? It's more fun that way.
Oh, I know. But anyway, yeah, like Colleen said, I heard someone refer to it as eerily warm earlier today. It was just, and it was humid at certain points too, and it was weird. We're nearing the end of October, and to be feeling this type of weather.
Yeah, getting up into the 70s and maybe even some 80s later on.
Exactly. It's just crazy. But then, as we get into later of the week, and we'll see this later in my 7-day, but we're going to be hitting a huge drop off in temperatures once we hit the weekend. So, with Baylor, they're from Texas. With them coming to town, maybe it'll be to our advantage. They're not used to cold weather, and so. But well, for now, let's just take a look at the day planner. And looking towards your tomorrow when you're waking up, for some of you that have those 8 a.m. classes, we're looking at mainly cloudy skies with temps around 60. So once again, we're going to be kind of warm for this time of year. 8 a.m., so right around when classes are starting, still going to be cloudy, still going to be low 60s. And then as we push forward into 3 p.m. tomorrow, the skies are going to start clearing a little bit, but that'll allow for temperatures to jump up a little, once into the 70s and maybe even push towards the 80 mark. But so it's going to be another hot one tomorrow, but we'll look at that in more detail later on.
All right. Thank you, Sean. We are going to kick it to our first break now, but when we come back, Colleen will be back with a look at what's going on around the nation. Size Eyes on the Skies will be right back. And welcome back to Size Eyes on the Skies. It's time now to see what's going on around the nation and get an update on some of those warnings we were talking about with Colleen and your national forecast. Colleen?
All right, well, thank you, Corey. As you can see, there's a couple warnings here around the country. But if we take an earlier zoom or whatever, you can see over in Colorado and Kansas, we have a fire weather watch and also red flag warning. So just keep in mind that'll just, any fires you might put out, just keep in mind that means it's very windy and dry conditions, so those fires will spread very easily. If we move further out west, like Nevada and even up towards Idaho, you can see there's a winter storm warning up here. They'll be getting snow anywhere from maybe like 3 inches to maybe even like 10 up in the mountainous regions. But so just keep in mind that those areas are under very windy conditions. Just to keep that in mind. To take a look around your temperatures around the country, 77 in Dallas, 61 up in Minneapolis, You can kind of see there's a temperature spread around the country, but those warm temperatures creeped up into Iowa today, as many of us felt as we were wearing shorts around campus. Highs this afternoon up into the upper 70s for us, 40s over in Billings where that snow is, the winter weather watch is in effect. But if we move over to the eastern side of the country, 78 Atlanta, 69 New York, so still very nice temperatures considering it's October and almost November right now. Tomorrow, we're looking at 85 for high in Dallas, 66 in Minneapolis, so still very warm around the country. But if we move over to like Billings once again, 53, so a bit warmer, but that snow will help keep temperatures cooler for them in the area. Tomorrow's forecast here in Des Moines, 80, 75 in Sioux Falls, and 72 over in Pierre. So once again, beautiful weather for this fall season. And taking a look at precip and clouds and radar, a few showers that moved off earlier in the day, kind of moving across the Lake Michigan. And maybe a few here down in Texas, but many of those areas need a lot of that rain. Taking a look at Futurecast, here this morning, or this evening, some rain kind of moving off. You can kind of see the snow over in the Rockies and over in Canada. They'll be getting a lot of that later this evening. Into tomorrow, kind of clear for us here in the Midwest. But once again, that snow just keeps coming on for those mountainous regions. But as we move into Wednesday, maybe a few little showers kind of pop in Minnesota. And maybe a snow shower too is possible in that area as the temperatures will be dropping drastically later in the week. City for the day is Missoula, Montana. As you can see, chance of snow for tonight. 47 for a high there, but definitely some snow in that area with those winter weather advisories and watches in effect. To move further into week, it's very cloudy and maybe a slight chance of some snow showers or even showers later in the week. Temperatures look to be mainly in the 40s for the time there. Oops. That'll be it for your national forecast, and we'll bring it back to Corey.
All right, thank you, Colleen. She just showed you the trivia question, so let's go ahead and pop it up there. Your question for tonight, which of the following impacts can Maryland and Virginia expect from a great nor'easter? Is it A, heavy snow, B, coastal floods, C, high winds, or D, all of the above? We will take a look at that answer. Plus, Sean is going to have your homecoming week forecast next on Size Eyes on the Skies. And welcome back. Let's go ahead and take a look at the trivia question one more time. To recap the question, which of the following impacts can Maryland and Virginia expect from a great nor'easter? Is it A, heavy snow, B, coastal floods, C, high winds, or D, all of the above? And our answer is D, all of the above. And you can also throw in possible blizzard conditions along the coast as well during one of these events. We're not looking at any nor'easters popping in right now, but at least hopefully not here in Iowa. But Sean, what's our homecoming week looking like?
Well, thank you, Corey, but our homecoming week's not looking too bad. We'll get to that later once we get to my 7-day. Right now in Ames, we're looking at temperatures at about 71 degrees, so like we talked about earlier, it's been pretty warm for this time of year. But we got cloudy skies moving in through the area, so not too much sun, so it's obviously not going to get that much more hotter. Winds are out of the southeast at 9 miles per hour with humidity at 81%. Now that is the big thing right here with once again dew points up into the mid 60s. That's what's making it feel so uncomfortable right now, and that's not something we generally see this late into October. So it's kind of a weird thing that we're seeing today, and we'll be seeing for the next couple days. Looking at our current temps around the area, like I said, Ames is sitting at about 71 degrees. Generally in the 70s, we've got 160 up in Iowa Falls, but elsewhere, Ankeny's sitting at about 72, and they're sitting at about 73 down in Des Moines. Pulling out to look at your Iowa temperatures, once again, Ames is sitting at 71, but move up a little bit more north. We got some lower 60s up in Mason City, and over in Sioux City, there's a 61. So there's a little bit cool air kind of sitting around. We're just in this almost bubble type thing, just hanging out over central Iowa. Current winds around the state, generally they're fairly calm except for one little exception over in Waterloo where they're at about 15 miles per hour, and it's all coming mainly out of the east. So, not kind of a leaf in your face type of day, but overall it could be a little bit of a breezy one. Moving ahead and looking at the current clouds and radar, not too much going on precip-wise in the area. We have some stuff moving off to the east through southern Wisconsin and Illinois. But as far as Iowa goes, there's not much going on at all. Just like we said, some clouds, and those will be sticking around for a while. Looking at your futurecast, we're going to start you off at 7 p.m. tonight and move it through. As you can see, some showers move up this way, but starts clearing out by 6 a.m. tomorrow. So generally throughout the day tomorrow, it should be pretty nice. But we still have some clouds sitting around. Moving it ahead towards Tuesday at 7 p.m. Some showers may push back into Iowa, but once again, it's not going to be much, and it should be a fairly nice day. Moving forward, looking into Wednesday at 6 a.m., South Dakota, we're seeing some showers starting to pop up over there, but that shouldn't be affecting Iowa really much at all. And moving off into our forecast for tonight, once again, clouds are going to be the main story here. However, there will be areas of fog after 1 a.m. So if you're driving home for some reason later at night, be sure to watch out for that and watch for, deer crossing the road and whatnot. So that could get somewhat dangerous in low-lying areas. Temperatures are going to be at about 43 degrees with winds out of the south-southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Forecast for tomorrow is going to be very mild, much like today. Highs in the mid to upper 70s with partly sunny skies and winds out of the south at 6 to 11 miles per hour. And here is the ever-famed 7-day homecoming forecast. Overall, it's going to be pretty nice, mostly sunny. We've got some clouds moving in on Wednesday with a high of 78, and Thursday is our really only chance for any precip, even though it says sunny. There may be a chance for some precip on Thursday. And before I take off and head back over to the desk, we're going to take a look at Saturday. That'll come up. There it is. So Saturday we're looking at mainly clear skies with highs around 45, so it's going to be a cold one. But generally they're going to be clear, so it's going to be very nice. And, it'll be an interesting game day weather experience. It's something we haven't really seen in a while, so.
And like you said, with Baylor, that might work to our advantage.
Exactly. You never know. I mean, with Baylor, their offense is pretty good, but their defense is kind of suspect. Our offense is kind of suspect, and our defense is pretty good. So who knows? Maybe the weather will be the deciding factor.
We got us a ball game.
Oh, yeah.
Either way, it'll be very chilly compared to what we've been used to today.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
I know.
even for the fans, it'll be a shock to the system.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I was very surprised to walk out this morning at how warm it actually was.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I know.
How humid it was, too.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and it was even like this last night. I was studying at the library until 10 or so, and I expected it to be like mid-50s. I walk out with my cup of coffee, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is still warm.
Yeah.
I don't even need this coffee.
No,
except to wake up. But
I had to peel off my jacket this morning walking to class. I thought it'd be chilly again.
Mm-hmm.
Quite the opposite.
Exactly. Oh, I know. But
Well, all right, before we go, our producer, Justin Keller, would not leave me alone until I mentioned to like us on Facebook. And then also send us your weather photos to isusizeeyes@gmail.com. There you go, Keller. I'm done.
yes,
Good.
and we'll put them up.
There it is.
Yeah, there you go. and we'll be sure to put them up in the show and throw them into some of our segments and
Yeah.
Definitely.
give us something extra to talk about. Who
Exactly.
knows?
Exactly. But otherwise, it looks like a very nice week up until maybe about Thursday or so, and then the cool down's going to start.
Yep, the cool down. It's going to be a big cool down. It'll
be.
be, and it looks like it might stick around for a little while after that. So, who knows? Maybe soon we could be seeing some of that white stuff, but we never know.
Well-
I may have just jinxed it. However.
At least it's not looking like 21 years ago, the Halloween blizzard of 91.
Oh yeah, no.
I don't think we have to worry about that this
No.
year.
No,
It's
I
so
don't think
warm.
so.
Yeah.
I don't think so. But otherwise, I think that's going to do it for us here tonight. Make sure you join us back on Wednesday for an update on your homecoming week forecast. Thank you for joining us. Have a great night. Bye-bye.